What if I told you your favorite influencer is secretly controlling your thoughts, emotions, and even your money? From subtle psychological tricks to outright manipulation, today we reveal how parasocial relationships shape your life and how you can take back control. Think about how much you know about your favorite influencer's life. Their morning coffee ritual, their most vulnerable confessions, the way they dance, and even the products they use. It feels like a close friendship, doesn't it? But here's the reality. They don't even know you exist. Welcome to the hidden world of parasocial relationships, where you form emotional bonds with people you've never met, and they hold all the power. The concept of parasocial relationships isn't new. In fact, it dates back to the 1950s, when people formed emotional bonds with TV hosts and radio DJs who seemed to speak directly to them. Donald Horton and R. Richard Wall coined the term parasocial relationship to describe these one-sided connections. Fans felt like they were best friends with Johnny Carson or any other entertainer they regularly tuned into. But what changed everything was social media. Platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok now allow you to constantly peek into an influencer's life. You're not just watching a show, you're interacting, leaving comments, reacting to stories, sending DMs, and every like or reply you get makes that relationship feel more real. It's no longer a distant connection, it's an intimate one. So how did we go from admiring unreachable celebrities to feeling like we're best friends with people we've never met? Influencers are masters at sharing real moments and making you feel like you're a part of their world. But here's the secret. They know exactly how to make that intimacy feel authentic. Emma Chamberlain has perfected this. Her videos aren't just vlogs, they're unpolished FaceTime calls with her audience. Every sip of iced coffee, every rambling thought, every moment of just hanging out feels like she's right there with you. And her relatability is what draws people in. Emma once said, "I just want to make sure my audience feels like they're not alone." That rawness, that casual tone builds a deep and loyal connection. Or take Charli D'Amelio, with over 150 million followers on TikTok. She's the queen of relatable. Charli isn't just a dancing machine. She's also a teen who talks openly about her struggles with bullying and anxiety. In one emotional video, Charli broke down in tears saying, "I'm a real person and it hurts." Suddenly, her millions of viewers didn't just see a TikTok star. They saw a friend who needed support, and they felt closer to her than ever before. But let's get one thing straight. This isn't just about relatability. It's about emotional manipulation, keeping you hooked to their content and making you feel like you're part of their lives. And the most successful influencers are masters at this game. Let's talk about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, real name Jimmy Donaldson, is known for his extreme generosity. He gives away money, cars, even islands. But it's not just about being generous. It's about making the viewer feel like they're a part of that experience. In an interview, Mr. Beast explained, "I don't just want to entertain. I want to make my audience feel like they're a part of something bigger." And it works. When Mr. Beast hands a stranger $10,000, it doesn't just make headlines. It makes viewers feel like, hey, maybe that could be me. And that emotional tie keeps people watching, subscribing, and ultimately feeling like they're part of the action. Then there's David Dobrik, the king of high-energy squash vlogs. His videos are emotional roller coasters packed into 4 minutes. Pranks, gift-giving, crying, laughing. Dobrik himself once said, "I want to fit as much emotion into a vlog as possible. I want people to feel happy, sad, and excited all at once." And that's exactly what they do. Viewers aren't just watching from a distance. They're emotionally invested, waiting to feel that same joy, that same thrill with each new upload. The genius of both Mr. Beast and David Dobrik is that they make their audience feel included, as if they're the friend on the receiving end of a gift or a part of the squad. And that's the real power of a parasocial bond. It makes you feel like a winner just for showing up. But what happens when the parasocial bond goes too far? When the connection stops being harmless and starts becoming unhealthy? Influencers often share everything. their fears, their breakups, their day-to-day life, creating an emotional intimacy that sometimes backfires. In 2023, Twitch streamer Amaranth shared a terrifying experience, being stalked by someone who traveled from overseas to find her. "People feel like they know me," she said. "They think I owe them something." The reality is that the deeper the emotional bond, the more dangerous the entitlement. Fans can develop an obsession that makes them feel they have a right to be part of the influencer's life, leading to harassment, stalking, and even violent threats. Taylor Swift has also dealt with this dangerous side of fame. "People feel entitled to know everything about me," she said, "but they don't understand how invasive it can be." Swift once had a stalker who broke into her apartment, convinced that they were destined to be together. This isn't just fandom, it's a parasocial relationship gone wrong. It's a sense of ownership, where fans feel like they have a right to control, criticize, or even confront their idols. But it's not just emotional manipulation, it's financial too. Influencers use the trust they've built with you to sell products and lifestyles. And it works. The deeper the connection, the more likely you are to buy what they're selling. Kim Kardashian, for instance, isn't just showing her skincare routine. She's selling you KKW beauty. Her fans see it as a personal recommendation, not an advertisement. And that's why her product launches have made millions. Because when you trust someone, you trust their choices. Or take Addison Rae. She's more than a TikTok dancer, she's a brand. When she promotes her beauty line, Item Beauty, it feels like a friend's suggestion, not a sales pitch. And fans buy into that lifestyle, into her version of beauty. The genius of parasocial marketing is that it doesn't feel like marketing. When someone feels like they know and trust an influencer, they're more likely to buy into the whole brand, not just the product. Vlogging might be the most powerful tool to build parasocial bonds. Why? Because it doesn't just show the highlight reel. It shows the mundane, the relatable, the personal. And viewers feel like they're right there with their favorite creator. One of the pioneers of vlogging, Casey Neistat, didn't just create content, he created an experience. Whether it was skating through New York or taking a 4 a.m. flight, viewers felt like they were right beside him. His time-lapse footage, drone shots, and fast-paced editing made his audience feel like they were part of his daily hustle. And then there's Zoella. She built her empire not just on beauty tips, but on sharing her life, her struggles with anxiety, her favorite books, and her cozy routines. "It feels like I have millions of best friends who just get me," Zoella once said. That feeling was mutual. Viewers weren't just watching, they were seeking comfort, advice, and a sense of belonging. On the other end of the spectrum, there are vloggers like Shane Dawson, who took emotional vulnerability to another level. His confessional vlogs, where he'd share his deepest insecurities, mental health struggles, and fears, made viewers feel like they were part of his therapy sessions. Shane's series of videos diving into the lives of other influencers also pulled an audience with emotional hooks and real-life drama. It's not just about vlogging, though. The entire landscape of social media is changing how different generations connect, and the impact is profound. For teens, for example, social media is shaping not just their interests, but their identities. But in the race to mirror their favorite influencer, they're losing their voice. For younger generations, social media isn't just a pastime, it's a mirror. They learn to talk, act, and look like their favorite influencers. And in the process, they're constantly comparing themselves to a version of reality that's carefully edited and curated. Teenagers are at a point in their lives where they're trying to figure out who they are. When they watch influencers, they see what perfection looks like, and they think they need to live up to that. That constant comparison can lead to insecurity, body image issues, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. The influencer lifestyle becomes something to strive for, even if it's unattainable. But it's not just teens who get caught in the parasocial web. For adults and older generations, the bond can feel even more real, like a genuine friendship. They might think of influencers as mentors, life coaches, or simply a source of comfort in tough times. But that bond can become dangerous when it crosses over into emotional reliance. Imagine having a bad day, and instead of talking to a friend, you watch your favorite vlogger's self-care routine. It feels like therapy, but it's not. It's one-sided. And over time, that emotional connection can become addictive. filling the void of real-world friendships and relationships. So how do you engage with influencers without losing yourself in their world? Here's your elite playbook to protect your mental health and keep parasocial relationships in check. 1. See it for what it is. Understand that this is a one-sided connection. You may feel close, but it's not a two-way street. 2. Unfollow for your mental health. If an influencer makes you feel overly emotional, pressured, or inadequate, hit unfollow. Your mental health comes first. 3. Diversify your connections. Invest in real-world relationships and hobbies. Don't let social media be your only circle. 4. Ask the right questions. Before getting emotionally invested, always ask, why is this person sharing this? Is it to be genuine, or is it to keep you hooked? 5. Stay informed about AI and digital personas. Know that not everything is as it seems. Educate yourself on AI-generated content and the rise of virtual influencers to spot what's real and what's manufactured. Remember, parasocial relationships aren't all bad. They can bring joy, comfort, and a sense of community, especially when you need it most. But it's all about balance. Enjoy the content, feel inspired, but stay in control of your emotions, your time, and your money. Make sure you are the one holding the reins in your relationship with social media. If you found this episode of the Elite Playbook eye-opening, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who's one influencer you think has a massive parasocial following. And remember, stay in control of your story.